Hey everybody, I'm Kurtenbach. This is Logan Murdock. The Golden State Warriors just beat the Memphis Grizzlies 110-93. We got three takeaways from this game. First, I loved what the bench did tonight. Warriors' big three, not necessarily their best game. They were fine, but the Warriors' bench turned in one of their best performances of the year. Jonas Jerebko, 16 points, knocking down threes, going into kind of a three-point shooting contest with former Warrior Omri Caspi, who decided he wanted to make threes at Oracle Arena this time around. And Andre Iguodala, 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. He has now made 3 three-pointers in back-to-back games for the first time since 2015, so he can take the rest of the year off. Well, what did you take away from this one, Luke?
The defense. I mean, this was the second straight game where the defense has been a factor, and we talk about in Sacramento where they just dominated the Kings over the last 5 minutes. And this time where I think it was about a 70% effort. They played really well in spurts in the first half, and in the third quarter it kind of got out of the hand, and then they were able to bounce back in the fourth quarter. But this defense, when it's on, it's on.
Yeah, and you can see what kind of a championship pedigree this team has when that defense is on. The offense was clicking too, and I thought a big reason for that, for both sides of the ball, was Draymond Green. Draymond was, of course, fantastic on the defensive side. You can't say enough about what he contributes on that end of the court. He's one of the greatest of all time in that area. But against a Grizzlies team that wants to slow it down, a team that's playing Joakim Noah, a team that's playing Marc Gasol, they're going to try to get you down into the mud. And Draymond Green was not only not letting that happen on the defensive end. When he got the ball, he pushed it up, and the Warriors looked like the Warriors again. The differentiation on pace was jarring. And Draymond's getting his legs back under him a little bit. The jump shot's not there. In fact, it's really ugly right now. But if that comes around, Draymond Green, total game breaker. And you're starting to see sort of this classic Warriors that we've seen so often. It's kind of hard for them to get up for. I mean, you could feel just the from this entire game. They still put in that 70% effort, and they were still able to come away with what was arguably one of their best wins of the year.
Yeah, and I think that's back to your point of Draymond Green. The defense he's playing is Defensive Player of the Year caliber. It's the fact is he needs to just be on the floor to see that through.
Yeah.
And we saw that, like I said, in Sacramento and tonight. If he can keep that going, this team can reach another level if they're engaged.
They probably don't want to reach that level until like April. That said, it's nice to see every now and again. Just a reminder, like, hey, the Warriors are still much, much better at this than anybody else. They get to play the Utah Jazz, team that is more or less struggling, certainly not living up to expectations. A Utah Jazz team that has always given the Warriors problems out there. It's at elevation. It's not mile high, but it's pretty close. It's hard to play up there, thin air. That's a one-game road trip, never fun, so should be an interesting one later this week. But the Warriors looking like they're back on the right track after a win against the Grizzlies here tonight. For Logan Murdock, Kurtenbach. Talk to you later.